alive.
Yes, we are. Opposite of we're dead. How about that?
Better than not at all,
Absolutely.
as we like
And
to say in
don't
our
you
family.
forget it.
Well, it's good to see you, Dad. It's good to have another
Good to see
week.
you. How's your day?
So good. Church was great. I went to Singles Ward, so that was really good. But it's later in the evening, so that's a little different. I start pretty late. So, how about your day?
Was pretty good. Pretty good. We though there's a small mix up. I've been home by myself after we left church after sacrament because she there's a family friend that lives down the street that she grew up with
Uh-huh.
is the last survivor from World War II era in the area, and everybody in the area calls him Mister B. And down at the park, they were having some type of celebration in cooperation with Dios de Muertes. So they went down there. No parking. So they tried and tried and tried. Yeah, no parking. So they came home after unsuccessful no parking trip and just been chilling out.
Nice. Nice chill day. That sounds good.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had a chill day too. And after this, I'm going to continue to chill out and because my whole life right now being unemployed, well, I am employed but not working. Yeah, it's been really tough, it's just really taxing on me, to get things done. So,
Yeah,
I need the
yeah.
weekend to relax from my week of not having obligations.
Must be rough, boy. Oh my.
It is, but it's
Yeah,
really strengthened me as a
you would
man.
almost, yeah, you would almost make Job cry, boy. It's pathetic.
I was gonna diss Joe for a second. I thought that's probably too sacrilege.
I went right there. You're welcome. Holy moly. I'll eat that one.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'll let you have that one. Um, so I'm really excited for this week and some of the conversations we have lined up. We have some great stuff we want to talk about. We have some first presidency stuff. We want to talk a lot about our genealogy. So I'm really, really excited. But before we dive into that, I have great news. Are you ready for it?
Good deal. Let's hear it.
We have fan mail.
Not a ceiling fan, but actual mail from
Yes.
another person.
Yes. We have some. And
Wow.
I'm going to read it to the class.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. So it reads, Dear Tuttle Twins, I love that you both go to church. Church is often my favorite time of the week. I never feel so good as when I get to think about all the massive growth as a human. Last week, our Relief Society lesson was on humility. I'm proud to say that I nailed it. Even about for my testimony about how humble I am. Anyway, I noticed
Well,
something. We preach about eternal families, but one of our ward councils, oh, sorry. Anyway, I've noticed something. We preach about eternal families, but 1 hour of ward council can make you question if eternity is too long. I get that. So here's my question. If the church is supposed to change us, why do we spend so much time trying to keep it the same? Love, Sister Brenda from Idaho Falls. We have far reach, Idaho Falls. What a
wow.
great question, though, huh?
Well, yeah, that brings up a whole bunch of other questions, is what that does.
Yeah, I mean, the
um,
humility is just fantastic here.
yeah.
I'm
Well,
envious.
my first question is, what's an hour of ward council?
Okay, cool. So, ward council is before the ward meets, oftentimes there's a council. And this usually is like the bishop, elders quorum president, relief society president, the missionaries, and the ward mission leader. And they'll get together and they'll talk about all the agendas of that ward's needs, upcoming events. Missionaries talk about baptisms they have coming up, so on and so forth. They'll have this typically every week.
Gotcha. Well explained. Thank you.
Of course, of course.
And we preach about eternal families. Um, yes, that's the whole purpose for this life. So I think that that's a good thing.
Hmm.
And the fact that she questions whether eternity is too long, um, that's kind of a nice side dig to your family. So not sure what to make of that. Um,
Yeah. They're probably not
true,
as humble.
yeah, we can't exactly pick our families, so we kind of have to deal with the cards that were dealt. So maybe change in the end is a good thing. Um, in your case, I would say that would definitely be a good thing.
Hey, I get her frustration. If you're the only humble one in the group, that's gonna be frustrating.
I wouldn't know. I've never attempted that.
I'm often the most humble in the group, and it's taxing.
Oh,
It's
is it?
taxing. It is. It
Oh,
is.
yeah, yeah. In what way?
Well,
Please expand. What say you?
everyone with their pride and their perceptions of accolades and rubbing everything around, blah, blah. I've done this, I've done that, blah, 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 blah. I'm here just in humility and grace. So, yeah, it's taxing. They have to shoulder the burden of their obvious pride. It's tough.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, yes. You turned yourself a legend in your own mind almost into reality. Very nicely done.
Well, I got 38 years of practice, so.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, spend 38 more years working on it and you may become master level.
You know what? Go ahead and put those other glasses back on. I think they look great. They're really gonna pop. I think they're gonna just
Yeah,
really
I
pop
bet
this
you do.
episode.
Yeah, I bet you do.
I highly recommend them.
Yeah, okay. In all of your humility, huh? Right on. I wonder if humility is built into our DNA.
Yeah, it's a great question. I think some people are just obviously more inclined to be humble than others, like myself, and like was her name? Sister Brenda. She's obviously just inherently more inclined to humility. I love that for her. And she even shared a testimony with everyone in the British Society about how they too can taste just the sweet nectar of humility. How amazing. How amazing.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I
Yep,
love that. Good for Brenda.
absolutely. More power to you.
So, speaking of humility, there are some actually pretty humble, amazing people that are in this church, and I want to talk about some of those. You know that we've switched over. We have a new First Presidency in the church now, and
Correct.
I want to talk a little bit about that. So, for those who don't know, president of the church, our new prophet, Dallin H. Oaks, the first counselor. I think he's been in the counselorship like 600 times. Henry B. Eyring, well loved, and then there's Todd Christofferson as the second counselor. So what's interesting is as soon as this was announced on Deseret News, is where I saw it. There's a place for comments on where people are talking, expounding on the new presidency and what that means, what that looks like, and blah blah. And there was an interesting comment that I wanted to just kind of throw by you, get some of your thoughts and ideas. And one of them was about the age. Like, hey, if we keep getting people, into the presidency that are 600 years old, we're gonna have to get a new prophet every dang year. And so here's some. I was like, well, what are the ages of these guys really? So Dallin H. Oaks is 93, Henry B. Eyring is 92, and then Todd Christofferson is 80. So those are some some years up there, and it is possible that very soon we'll be looking for another prophet and more counselors. But that's not the first time it's happened in the church history either, though. We've had a lot of times where there's short stints of prophets, but like someone like Thomas S. Monson, prophet for a really long time. What is your thought on that?
Everything in history has its ebb and flow, and the church is not exempt from that. Just like we have church history, the world has history. The From the climate to each civilization, everything's made up of past histories. So we're just going through the natural ebb and flow as God intended.
Love that. And I love that you say, as God intended, because I sustain the call to presidency as revelation. Like, I don't think it's just simply a matter of, hey, you look the best at your age, we'll just throw you up there because people will like that. No, like, Heavenly Father has a hand in designing who will be his spokesperson, his prophet on the earth at what time and what dispensation, things like that. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. I agree. We're told that no, just nobody in the last latter days is going to be without a prophet. You see, he doesn't speak to his congregation except through the mouth of a prophet. So that's just ebbs and flows, and this group of individuals has been in the quorum of the 12 for a long time, and they've all aged up, and now they're all getting to the point to where the the latter group of them or is going to start to pass away. And so we're going to go through a small spurt probably of having to go through changing the prophet until the newer younger guys get in and replace.
Yeah, I hear you. We see that economically as well, right? We see a generation get
Right.
kind of older, and it changes our economics. It changes certain financial aspects of the whole nation, as a matter of fact, until they start passing away, and then the next generation comes in, and we get this larger time of people in the workforce per se, or people on Medicaid per se. So we see that not just in the church, but it's pretty standard in many aspects of Earth.
I agree.
So
Absolutely.
here's an interesting thing that I want to talk about, and it's relating to temples. Uh, Dallin H. Oaks, he was not called as a president of the church yet, but he was still the president of the apostles. He got up during General Conference and he said, "Hey, look, this is the last General Conference. We we've had enough. We have a lot of temples being built right now. We have a lot going on. We are not announcing any new temples during this session of General Conference." The last time that happened, I had to look it up, October of 2017. So it's been a really long time since we've not announced any new temples being built or declared or anything. Do you have any thoughts on that? Why that might be?
Well, there aren't a whole lot of temples left to be built,
Oh,
and
wow.
the where the temple needs to be built next is going to be a major milestone. It will be a turning point in time that the whole world will take notice of. When there's a temple built in Israel, things are going to really step up. And then people are going to start to really take notice about the last days. So until then, I think maybe we're kind of in a holding pattern.
You know, it's interesting you say that because I do believe I have to do some research on this, but there is prophetic revelations within the scriptures that indicate a temple will be built in Jerusalem to mark the last, days. You're suggesting that the LDS Church will be building that?
I do.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. I never heard of that theory, but that's very interesting.
Though that was not a well known. He didn't talk about it much, but Vaughn J. Featherstone he talked to us about it a couple of times when I was on my mission.
Oh, did he?
But
Interesting.
he was always one to give you more than one example of something. He didn't want you to give. If you asked him a question, he would give you three examples of everything
Oh,
because in his mind, everything has to be verified through three witnesses.
yeah, through the mouth of
So
two or
he would,
three, my
or
truth be
yeah, he
established.
would give
Oh,
three witnesses as in his answers. And so when we asked him when we were going about the subject of temples being built, and this is back in the early '80s, so they were
1800s,
talking
you're
about
saying?
temples being built. Pardon me?
1800s, you said?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember parking the dinosaur. It was a rough day. Um, and he would give us, the answer was not about the temples isn't maybe what you think it is. And here's three possibilities. And one of those possibilities was that there's going to be an LDS temple built there.
Wow.
And I go, wow, wouldn't that be something?
You know, that would be unique in a few ways. I think one of the ways would be it'd be the first and only temple built without the membership established to support a temple, which would be in
Well,
itself unique.
maybe that's coming. Maybe once peace gets put in the area, people start they start allowing LDS missionaries to roam freely, and the church starts to put up a quick stern, put a foothold there. It may grow very quickly.
Wow. I mean, you're talking about
Uh,
huge. I mean, from a people who
yep,
don't even believe in Christ, right?
right.
To all of a
Yep,
sudden not only believing in Christ and who he is, but the fulfillment of all his prophecies, which includes the Book of Mormon and modern day prophets and what that means. That is, hey, it can be done though. If anyone can do it, our Father can do it. Um,
yep. Never doubt.
yeah,
Never doubt.
that's just a pretty fantastic. So you don't think any other temples are going to be uh, um, announced in this dispensation besides that one?
No, I think there's going to be others. Hopefully, there's been ruminations about Russian temples. Um,
Are there no temples in Russia
don't
right now?
know. Pardon me.
Are there no temples in Russia right now?
I'm not sure. I couldn't tell you, but I've heard it talked about a lot
Yeah.
by non-members, by the way, because I live in a household that there are non-members, so I get other points of view that most people, other people don't get.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that is interesting 'cause you live in a very mixed household.
Correct.
The other members of your home, they're Catholic, is that right?
No. I don't know what non-denominational Christian, I guess. Super prevalent.
Mm. So there is one temple currently being built in Russia right now. It's a Moscow temple,
Oh,
announced in
wow.
2018.
Oh, that would be so awesome. Holy
Yeah.
moly.
There's one in Ukraine too, which I think is interesting.
There is?
There is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Dedicated in 2010, but it's currently closed
Well,
because of the conflict.
I'd imagine so. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's interesting. I wonder if they're pausing the construction of the Russian one because of conflict, or if they're still building it and just anticipating the conflict to be over by the time that's done.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, interesting. So I've really enjoyed this conversation, and I think I'm really excited for this new presidency. I'm excited for next general conference, especially as we get to hear Dallin H. Oaks speak as the prophet and really give us some great guidance. But We have some other interesting things that I want to dive into, especially it relates to our genealogy, kind of where we're from and what that looks like. And as we were looking at our genealogy, it's a little bit surprising, right? On some of the things where we come from, some of that bloodline stuff. So I shared with you some photos of my genealogy report, and I just want to get your thoughts and opinions of what you think about that.
Oh, I loved it.
Did you?
I've always been very curious about what if I took a 23andMe, what that would show, what that would look like. I've not delved too deeply into the family tree. I've had a couple of times, but not so much so that I burnt it into my memory. I
Right.
can't really recall every name that's on the family list. I go back a couple of generations, my dad's mother and father, my mom's mother and father, and that's about as far as it goes.
Yeah, and it's hard for I think for anybody to kind of get any further than that. I'm just signing in her mind. So let's talk a little bit about where we're from scientifically. Sound good?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. And then we could dive into some of the genealogy. I think that's interesting too. So
Sure, absolutely.
we are mostly British and a little bit Irish. So 49.8% of our DNA, our bloodline, comes from England, the Greater London, United Kingdom area. Huge chunk.
Hmm.
So we are northern, European based people. That explains my complexion and such of the nature. This one's really fun. I like this. 7.9% Scottish. I've already bought my kilt. As soon as I got this, I said, "Hey, I I got enough for the kilt." So I already bought one. It's
Oh,
on its way.
all righty.
Yeah.
That'll
I,
go along with your wig for your bagpipes for lungs, huh?
yes. Yes.
Good deal.
And I got the pouch that goes in the front, that I got right there so I can walk around with my kilt and pouch.
Yeah. And what about the sash?
I'll get one of those
What
too.
clan you going with?
The Two Hill Clan.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. Very good.
Yeah,
An
Two Hill.
English clan in Scotland. Okay.
Hey, if they don't like it, they could buzz out.
Okay. All right.
I
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
7.9% claim to be there.
Yeah. Oh, yep. That's plenty in my book.
Mine too. And luckily, I'm
That's
the one
right.
writing the book. So,
That's right. Aren't we all?
so this other part was a little bit probably disappointing, which was the Irish. Dad, tell us how much Irish we have.
Oh,
Oh, you don't have it up?
no, 1.3%.
1.6%. We
One point.
are
Yeah.
we're not getting any claim. No reparations for the Irish people are coming our way.
Yeah. Yeah. As I was always under the impression, just due to our red hair, it was more along the Irish than the Scottish, but evidently not so much.
Evidently
Just
not.
shows you, the scope or the lens that you look through history with can really skew how you view things.
What do you mean?
Well, like I'm sure that at some point in time somebody said something that would make my father believe that we were more Irish than Scottish, which wasn't directly him because he heard it from somebody other that maybe grandfather or grandmother said something and they took it to heart. So just because our word of mouth got passed down, we got to be careful what lens we look at our history through.
Yeah, great point. And it's cool how modern day science and technology can kind of help teach us a little more about that. And not just through our DNA testing, but through our genealogy as well. And we have we have a lot
Hmm.
of our genealogy mapped out.
Yes.
Speaking of genealogy, tell us about our surnames.
Yeah. Um, our ancestry. Okay. On my mother's side, they are a Leilandi, which means grove. So maybe we're tree huggers, and more, which means a marsh. So maybe we're swamp huggers too. And Tuttle's a lookout hill, and Streeter is a road. Our family is basically a medieval GPS.
Yeah. And apparently we are medieval environmentalists.
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
So that's great to
Yep.
know that our ancestors did some work in the save the global warming efforts.
Yeah, that's all we need to do to add more cred to the Tuttle name. Add a bunch of lunatics. That'll help out a lot.
It can't hurt really, if I'm honest.
Holy moly!
Do
That's
you
a
have
what is it? What is the old saying that instead of no news is good news? How about some notoriety is better than no notoriety at all, even if it is bad?
perfect crossover? I'll take it. Yeah. Hey, anything that gets us sponsors on this podcast, I'm in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, including
Yeah.
like mental health sponsors would be great.
How about a couple of authors?
Authors, that'd be great.
Heck yeah. Yeah, there's this guy that he wrote this book called Neil Moore Stress Less by Pray Our Daily. I mean,
Oh,
we can get authors like that on here all the time.
I'm
I'm
down.
sure they would love to sponsor the channel.
Neil more stress less.
And that'd help your mental health out right there. I mean, come
I
on.
I agree. I wonder what their compensation is exactly, like what they're offering.
A good word, probably. Here, we'll sponsor you with this good word.
You know, I'm glad you bring that up. I'm gonna write. Who was the author of that book?
Pray Our Daily.
Pray Our Daily. I'm gonna write a letter to Pray Our Daily and just see and just we'll throw it out there. We'll update everybody next week on their response for sponsoring our
Oh,
podcast.
okay. I'm sure they would love to hear all about that.
Yeah, I think that'll be exciting. So make sure you like and subscribe, or you're gonna miss next week to find out Pray Our Daily's response to sponsoring our podcast.
I cannot wait. That is going to be a gem, I tell you.
I think so too. I think it's gonna be a gem. So what's interesting is I think about our genealogy, and we came over in the mid 1600s to the US from being landowners and having a little bit of prestige. I don't know why. Like, hey, you're doing well, you're owning land, you're a constable, things like that. And then like, oh, I'm gonna go to America where they're currently not even in America as we know it yet, right? It's colonial America at the time. There's a lot of political unrest. There's still wars being fought to become America. So like, huh, I'm going to sell my land to go to this war-torn colony. Let's do that. Doesn't that just seem odd?
Well, it all depends on the version of history you're looking at. At that particular point in time, I haven't delved too much into that history per se, what was going on about that time, but there may have been a lot of civil unrest in the area. House may be falling apart, marriage is falling apart, divorce is imminent, and everybody decided, well, before we get hung, maybe we better get out while the getting out's good.
Oh, maybe. Yeah,
I mean, that's one possible scenario for what could have prompted them to do what they did.
I'm
Because
grateful
when
for
most
it.
people were coming over, King George, is it King Henry? He was laying down some laws that were making people flee by the thousands, and that's when everybody start first coming over. to get away
Mm,
from political tyranny. And maybe he had had enough with what was going on and he was going to take the land back, or I couldn't really tell you. Those are just some possibilities I can throw out.
gotcha. So, in
What
other
say
words,
you?
yeah, I think, in other words, instead of saying, yeah, look, through the prism of, oh, they had land, it's not always roses just because that's the
No.
case. And there's a
They could have
lot of
been behind
reasons.
on back taxes. Who
Oof.
knows?
Yeah. You know what's funny is like the tax rate in England and stuff when they were revolting, like, we're not going to take this. Our tax rate is like so much higher and
I
crazier.
know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's nowhere for us to flee to and conquer. So we're stuck.
Yeah, not taxes wise.
Yeah.
But at least we have free speech.
It's true. It's true. And well, I'm grateful that our ancestors came to America. We have so many rights and privileges in America that you just don't get in other countries. And you say, oh, you do, you do, you do. No, you don't. We're watching right now as other European countries are putting people in jail for their thoughts and opinions to which they're posting on social media. That's not happening in America, other than caveats of exciting violence, threatening, threatening officers and things like that. If you're going to do that, you're going to have consequences. But to get online and say, I don't like this policy, I don't like this person, I don't like the government as it stands, you're not going to jail for that. Go to
Nope.
some other countries in Europe which are just as free as America, and you're not gonna see that same type of treatment for those thoughts and behaviors.
It's true.
Yeah, so
That
I'm
is
super
true.
grateful to be here.
And I know that when some of our earlier ancestors came over, they came over with a lot of good skills. When they finally settled in the northern Ohio basin, right off the lake, a whole bunch of them were painting murals on the sides of barns, and that's what they did for a living, and were really good at it.
Our ancestors?
Correct. You go to Painesville, Ohio, and you look at all the barns that are just along the freeway, and you look out into all the fields, and you look at out all the barns, those all used to have big murals painted on them from Chevron, from whoever the local person running for office was. There was murals painted on those, just like we have billboards today.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
And our ancestors used to do that as work. They used to.
Yep.
I don't
And
have an
made a pretty
artistic
good
bone in
work
my
at it.
body. Yeah.
Join the club.
Where'd it all go?
I don't know. I
It must be
don't know.
it must be in that 1% Irish, and we just skipped that. We didn't get enough.
I don't know where we went wrong with telling our kids one thing just to have later generations find out, hey, dude, that's a lie. Don't believe it. We have scientific proof your ancestors are telling a fib. That don't bode so well, but hey, what are you going to
What are you gonna do, right?
do? I'm not going to be able to go back in time and change my ancestry the way I see fit. So
Right. I don't know what I would change. Maybe like a little bit of Asian in there to make me smarter, something like that.
Uh, yeah, okay. Why not some Southern Pacific Islander while we're at it too?
Oh, we can make such good food. Like the best
Oh,
food.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Instead, I'm
Yep.
stuck here with kilts and bagpipes.
Yes. Eating a potato a day.
I really do love potatoes though.
Oh,
They're my favorite starch source.
okay. Well, yes, your genealogy's poking out at you.
I guess. I never knew that. I wonder, does the Northern European people, do they love ice cream?
I could not tell you. I would imagine so. I know they have ice cream in Denmark.
There it is. I love ice cream so much. I have an ice cream machine at home.
Well, I think that's probably our fault. And I don't I can't say that because we made it so you should have absolutely hated ice cream, especially a frosty.
Why?
When you ate that every single day, 3, 4 times a day for years,
I did. I
not a
did.
week, not a month, not a couple months, over a year, frosty, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack. Holy moly. And you still eat the things. So,
I love it.
bless you, my son. Bless you. You, wow. That's perseverance on a whole nother level.
We we should get Wendy's to sponsor this podcast.
Yeah. Well, they did help us save your life because if it wouldn't been for that, we wouldn't have been able to keep you nourishment in you the way we did. So it's all thanks to Frosties and a protein added to it. So more power to them
Now that I think about it, I wonder how I still have my teeth. You would think like all those years of all that sugar and just like whatever's
because
in those
it went
things.
right past your teeth. That little
Oh, the hole in the
uh,
bracket in the
yeah
block. I remember that, the hole in the
yeah
block. Yeah.
yeah
Yep. I remember that. I sucked
yeah.
that thing down, man.
Oh boy. And we were always mortified that you were going to one day just absolutely stop and absolutely hate it, and what we were going to do next. That was a super big fear.
And it never happened.
No,
Each one like,
no.
yeah, dinner time.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that you would have probably went right along with having 10 frosties a day. The more, the merrier. You were. You go. You would never turn down a frosty ever.
No. But now that I'm
So,
older, I get to dip my fries in them, which I wasn't
yep,
able to
yep,
do because I
yep.
couldn't chew them.
Let's
Wait,
not talk about that.
yeah, your team, no fries, isn't that right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. No one's
Yeah,
perfect. I love you
Teresa.
how you are.
Yeah, Teresa is. She's definitely the more fries, the merrier. She better have a large fry to go with her frosty because she's a using every single one of them. If she runs out of fries and still has frosty left, there's going to be a problem.
Has she tried the new the Wednesday Frosty, the Halloween one?
No, not yet.
You gotta get
Have
on that,
you?
bro. Oh, I've had it in vanilla and chocolate a few times.
Oh my word. Yeah,
Yeah,
wow, we're behind the times.
you are.
That
You are.
happens when you get old.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I'm quite young.
Yes, 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 you are. Yeah, you whippersnapper, you.
Oh, do you have any extra thoughts on our any of our genealogy?
Extra thoughts are something I try to avoid. They hurt.
Me too. Yeah.
However, I will conjecture this. Our ancestry is nothing more than where we've been. It has nothing to do with who we are going forward. Too many people try to look up their ancestry so that they know how to act, how to be, how to think, so that they can fit in with who they think they should be based on who their ancestors were. And I think that that is not the way to look at it. I think that we need to look at it as that was how they lived their lives, and how can I improve upon that? It should all our ancestry ever be.
Wow. Yeah. You're exactly right. Great point. And I think you're right. We look at that for identity, right? Here is my culture, and this is who my people are or were, and therefore that's my identity. And I'm not saying culture is bad. I'm not saying that relying on your heritage for how you want to celebrate Christmas is a bad thing. But you're right in that we got to look forward at our individual life. The work they did will never shine for us. Like it's ours and our job alone to go forth and do what's important for us as human beings and independent children of our Heavenly Father to execute upon His plan for us individually. So that's a really good point.
Exactly.
Yeah, great
Yep, I
point.
couldn't agree more. Well
Great point.
said. Thank you.
Thank you. I really am grateful for your time this week. We had a lot of fun, and I'm excited just for next week and going forward. We have some great conversations already lined up for next week. But thank you so much for spending time with me today.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a blast.
Yeah, heck yeah, I love
Can't
you.
wait for next week.
Can't
Love you
wait.
too.
Bye.
Bye.